Hey guys, Dr. Lance Robbins here. So if you've done the hip mobility stuff like I have in some of my other videos, you do want to also make sure you're balancing mobility with stability and a little strength. So these are some drills you can do to start to strengthen and stabilize the hip joint more by activating the muscles around it. If you've ever used a hip band that goes around your knees and you're doing some of these monster walk type of activities, those are great. I definitely suggest that you use those. But I also like using just some real simple band techniques. So what I've got here is I've got a monster band that's hooked to a stall bar at the bottom. You can hook it to a regular pole if you want. And we're basically going to activate hip flexion, hip adduction, hip extension, and hip abduction. Each one of those ranges of motions, okay? So it's pretty simple. You just hook your foot into the band, just like that. It starts down at the bottom. And for your hip flexion, you're going to balance on the opposite leg and pull that other leg forward. You can either chamber knee up and put it back down, just like that, or you could add a little bit of quad activation by keeping that leg more of a 90, sort of soccer kicking forward as you're doing it. Both of them are challenging. Both are going to hit the front part of the hip. The knee bent one where you're pulling up is a little more kind of like a running stance. And this is more like a kicking stance. Both are going to hit the front part. Now, the next one is adduction. And you're going to step a little further away and sort of plant your weight on that standing leg with this leg out. There's a little bit of balance here. You're going to pull that foot towards the opposite one and away. I suggest trying to hold it for about 2 seconds each time. Each one of these is going to be about 10 to 12 reps. Now we're going to go into hip extension. This one really challenges not only the hip extension pattern, but the stability of the other hip. That's why I say that this is a stability and strength exercise, because you're stabilizing your standing leg while you're activating the muscles on the other leg. So here, you're just going to bring that leg back. You'll notice I'm not able to get really far into extension with this one. You can step forward and get more if you want to push backwards. It depends on what range of motion you want to activate. So if I'm here and I'm pulling, it's going to be a little more hamstring, proximal hamstring, and some glute. If I'm here and I'm pushing back behind the leg, that's going to be a little more glute. Next is your abduction. With the abduction, I suggest 2 ways. One is having the foot in front of the other foot, and the other is having the foot behind. And I would do around 8 to 10 in each way. So here, you stand, you kick out to the side, out to the side. And when you switch your foot and step in front, it's the same exact thing, out to the side. Cool. Gotta get your balance first. And there you go.